Hey, family. I pray all is well with many of you. I decided to check in. Happy Friday to many of you. I've been checking out a couple of sci-fi movies, right? I love sci-fi movies, okay? And I used to watch horror movies when I was younger. It's like I was addicted to them. I like the excitement, the unknown. But now that I'm older and I'm more open to, the spirit realm, I don't watch those kind of movies anymore. And I have my reasons, okay, to each their own. I still like them, but I backed off from them. Um, 'Cause we have to really protect our eye gate as well as our ear gate, but definitely protect your eye gate, cause it will meet you. It will meet you on the inside, okay? Especially if you are low vibrational. Yeah, that what you fear will meet you on the inside. So keep all of that in mind. If you want to see good things, you have to you have to pretty much, make sure that you're looking at good things, as well as making sure, our thought process, which is energy, is positive. But anyway, but when I was watching these movies, one of the things that stood out to me, I see one thing about Hollywood, when they put information out there, right? When you think about it, right? They always put the truth out there in plain sight. It is for us to see things for what it is, and a lot of times they're speaking truth, but they have it in the form of fiction or sci-fi. Cause ain't nobody gonna take sci-fi all that serious. But we that knows better know that it's a lot of truth within sci-fi movies, especially when it comes to like superheroes. I mean, there are actually people um, that are gifted, if you know what I mean. I mean, they tapped into something to where they have these abilities, which is pretty much their gifts. But anyway, but it also that when people find out about your gifts, you can become a target, okay? Especially the power that be. It's one thing to have it and nobody knows about it, or just as long as it's low key. But soon as it get mainstream and you're run off the mouth, you're doing videos, you're talking about it, and you're getting the viral count is going up. I probably say you probably get their notice if you have like maybe over 50,000 views. It might start getting their notice, and before you know, you're being targeted, okay? And they're trying to scoop you up to take you to underground so they can examine you. You know how that is, okay? They just it's like the powder that be just don't want people to come into gifts to where to just knowing slash gift to where it could benefit just them. They have to, it's like all of a sudden it's like they want you to become their property, and to me that's where that so-called control with humanity, to me that's where it needs to stop, okay? They should have no say so when it comes to people, when it comes to their inventions, when it comes to their gifts and talents. Our government officials should have no say so, but it's like they act like we're their property and they own us. And just because there's something about you that's different, that they're trying to figure out what is this, and how is it what how is he able to do what you're able to do, and they feel like you're like property to them, to where they want to put you in these labs and all of that. I think that is so wrong, family. That's why it's best not to even try to put yourself out there mainstream, because you can really end up being a target. And that's why I'm very low key. I validate myself. I need no validation outside of myself. Okay? But many people want to be seen and heard. Okay? And that's when you have to really, really watch it. Because you don't know who's watching you. Okay? You don't know who's watching you. And you can't go by numbers. Because I truly believe government agencies, they have agents everywhere. Even when people have like less than 100, subscribers. I feel like these agents are planted everywhere to find out who's doing what and who knows what. Anyway, but in these movies, getting back to what I'm going to say, I noticed in these sci-fi movies, right? Um, Sci-fi/action movies, I notice anytime, you know, people are dealing with an unknown threat. Like for instance, when it comes to a ET, right? Like for instance, what if our government officials, been receiving some kind of signal, right? And they know it's coming. They found out what it is. They realize it's some kind of object that's heading towards Earth, and it's like a mothership, right? Now, if you can imagine, when it comes to these so-called, sci-fi/action movies, they know this is coming. So, of course, they are preparing to go underground, because they're already fully stocked. And the people above ground, clueless. They don't really too much know what's going on. When the unexpected happens, well, yeah, they're seeing the signs in the sky. They're noticing a lot of activity going on in the sky. Of course, our government officials are scared like batshit, if you know what I mean. And instead of them just waiting to see what the visitors, to see what is it that they want, just stop and wait and let them explain themselves. Here we go, we get the firing. And they're doing a lot of that now in the sky. It's like Star Wars, A lot of these light ships are coming down, but they're not coming down with your average, weapon. Our government are using reverse engineering, pretty much using their own weapons against them, if you know what I mean. Just with the weapons that they normally have, there ain't no way that they would be able to target in and shoot these light ships down. They would have to fight fire with fire. They would have to use their own, weapons against them. And there's no telling what's in these so-called light ships when they come down. A lot of these bodies, all of them are not killed. A lot of these, ET bodies that are injured, they get a hold of them and they get to working with them. They do treaties and all this mess. But not just that, they're finding artifacts. And a lot of these artifacts are weapons, So you can imagine what they're doing underground or in these desert research facilities. They're testing they're testing these weapons. And some of these weapons do come, some of these light ships do come down, okay? But my thing is, they're trying to keep the masses in the dark, and they're sitting up here fighting these ETs. I bet they think humanity is just ass backwards. And I feel bad about it because a lot of us, we have truly evolved spiritually to where we don't think like that. I hope they don't think that our world leaders speaks for everybody, because they do not. They do not speak for me. I look at them all as my cosmic, cousins. My cosmic cousins, galactic cousins. That's how I look at when it comes to the ET race, cause they are also too the Most High God creation, just like we are. Okay. And also, I'm in my heart space, so I don't look at it from the perspective of, fear, I feel like we're the Most High God's children. And there are many. Like his rod, his staff, there are many. His angels, there are many. But I notice in these movies, it's the people. It's enough that they're dealing with a so-called threat, outside threat. But they end up fighting each other. It's the people that turns on each other. Do you notice that in these movies? It's the people. How in the hell can you come together? Because there's power in unity. How in the hell can you come together when you turn each other apart? instead of banding together and working together, it will always be the people. Have many of you noticed when you watch these so-called apocalyptic movies, and these people are trying to they're walking around trying to find a place where they can lay their head, or find food, wherever. Instead of people working together, all they want to do is kill each other. It's like they go in savage mode. And the mindset that I have now, to me, that's a time to really be tapping in, but they're not thinking like that. Because, see, spiritually, when we are led by the Spirit, the Most High God will guide you. You will be guided spiritually. But many of them are moving by this. And the way they are moving, they're running their feet to evil. They're in that wide path. They're stealing from each other. They're robbing. They raping women. They fighting each other. They're killing each other. And it's like, this is a time people need to be banding together. Unity. And that way, when they cross paths with other people, it's unity. Find an area, to where they can lay their head at, and everybody work together, looking for food. But I notice with these movies, it's never really the outside danger. It's people. It's people. If the lights go out, it would be people attacking each other. And to me, that's what these Hollywood movies are showing us. Yeah, they will show an enemy, an outside enemy. And what I mean by that, it might be some kind of, E.T., non-benevolent race. But the people are doing their work for them. They're running batshit crazy. They're running batshit crazy, scared for their lives. But then when they run into each other, they're killing each other. That makes no sense. You're pretty much doing the work for the creatures. And 9 times out of 10, the creatures are probably benevolent. But they fear what they don't understand. They don't have that spiritual detector to pick up on energy, or to tap in with their higher self to know, is this a foe or what? It's people. It's people, family. When it's a crisis, instead of people expanding their light, they dim it. And this is pretty much what I've been noticing when it comes to these sci-fi movies, these action movies. People just turning on each other and acting like savages. It's like they go back to the dark ages. They have no relationship with God. They just have a weapon and abusing their power. Harming, women and children. It's just so ridiculous. And unfortunately, family, down the road, if something happened, like I said, it's all about programming. A lot of these people, instead of going forward positively, they'll end up going backwards. And you think the ETs don't notice about us as a human race? And it's not all of us. It's just how we are wired. Because, see, all this is in movies anyway. It's in movies anyway. A prime example, remember that movie that Arnold Schwarzenegger played in? I can't think of the name of it, but he was in the service. He was in the military, and he was in the jungle with his, military mates, if you know what I mean. I think the movie was called Predator. Y'all remember that? The Predator? Okay, follow me here. Follow me now. He's in the jungle with the rest of his, team. Okay? And they're in the military, but they're in the jungle, right? And of course, they are unaware of the danger. They don't know that this so-called, alien ET that's in the jungle, it's pretty much like a warrior type of ET, and they were sent there for an assignment. Unbeknownst to them, only the captain of the captain, let me just say that, he knew what time it was. He knew what was out there, but the underdogs, they're always in the dark. It's always somebody that's in the know, and they don't let the underdogs lower than them as far as ranking. They don't let them know what's going on, but they do things like that. Even to this day, they do a lot of these soldiers like that. Okay, when they're going on these trainings and all of that all over the world, they really don't know what they are dealing with or working with, shall I say, or what they're going to encounter. But this happens now. So they in the jungle, right? And they encounter this so-called, unknown ET, which we all know is the Predator, okay? And there are scenes when they're turning on each other. It just, and a lot of time it's due to having, it's due to differences, and I get that, because, in a hostile situation, everybody's not going to be in agreement. So I can, I understand how that can happen, but still, people need to come together. It's strength and unity. But instead, they start turning on each other, tearing each other apart, and you're pretty much doing the work for the enemy. You're doing their work. All they doing just sitting back watching. They're like, shit, let me go ahead and go somewhere else. I mean, you don't need for me to mess with them. These heathen, humans, they tearing each other apart. Look at those savages. Let me leave these savages alone and go over here or something like that. But I'm just saying, we as a people, I don't know. I think it's just so ignorant. But I see a lot of this when I'm watching movies. People just turn on each other. And it's just crazy. Just like now, there's unity now when it comes to humanity, but people don't want to stand together. Our ignorant military, and I'm calling them ignorant because they know not what they do. We say, thank you for your service, but what, thanking them for what? I mean, going in a situation that they're blind about, they're being used. They're being used. Our military, they're being used. Going over here fighting a fight that has nothing to do with us. They're being used. I don't care what anybody say. I knows what I know. They're being used like puppets. Okay? Like I heard somebody wise say, our so-called world leaders want to start these so-called ignorant-ass wars. How about they stay in the front line, them and their family and their children and their grandchildren? How about they stay on the front line and you see how quick and fast they end this so-called foolishness of a war? Oh, no. They'd rather be behind the scenes all comfortable in their mansions and all of that, calling the shots behind the scenes, watching the war on the screen, but they don't want to be on the front line, and they're not. But they want to use our soldiers that has family that loves them and they're dependent on them, praying that they make it back home, and they're getting blown to pieces and barely taken care of when they come back. Come on now, make it make sense. But they're going to a situation only with their captain is telling them, this is what the situation is, when they're really lying to them, okay? Even the captain is being fooled also. They're being fed a lot of BS, but they telling their, teammates and stuff, this is what it is, and we have to go here and do this assignment, and at the end of the day, they're killing innocent people. Like the words say, there will be wars and rumors of wars. And these so-called rumors, that's what we need to be looking at, okay? Because a lot of it is a whole lot of rumors. These wars been going on for aeons, okay? Since we all been here. And before we've been here, these so-called wars been going on ever since. And we just going by what they tell us, feed us others BS. I know good well something deep inside of y'all feel some type of way. I know y'all are within yourself questioning, cause it's like make it make sense. And then when they having these so-called wars, somebody's profiting off of it. Somebody's getting rich off of it. While there are innocent people are being slaughtered and killed for what? In the name of what? Greed, power hungry, control freaks. Sometimes I just sit here and I think about freedom. You know, the word rich does not faze me. The word, a person say, "Oh, I want to be rich." That doesn't faze me. I want to be wealthy. That doesn't faze me. Because to me, your health is your wealth. The way I look at it, we all just want to be free, okay? Free from control of the government. Because really the government's supposed to serve the people, not the other way around. People put them in those seats to serve the people, not to control the people. And change some damn laws to where it's in everybody's favor, okay? People been taken care of. But no, it don't work that way. As you see, I'm venting. But it's good. I'd rather vent outwardly instead of containing it inside, because that's not good. When you need to release and speak up on things, yes, it's good to do that. I don't care if you're talking to yourself. God is with you. God is within you. God hears you. God knows and sees all things. But yeah, you think they're gonna be on the front line, trying to fight a war that they are so-called creating only for greed, only for profit? Yeah. And for the most part, it's to control. It's something about that area that they want to take over at the end of the day. Okay? It's all about profit. It's always been about profit. I want to take over someone's land, someone's resources. But yeah, that's pretty much what we all want, just freedom. Freedom from control. And don't get me wrong, there must be order. Order is always good. Because it would be very chaotic without order. But people just want freedom. And their needs met. It's enough. The earth is so full. It's enough of abundance for everybody. Everybody's needs are met. I'm always visualizing myself on an island. It's full of resources, meaning, full of, it has fruitful, it has abundance of fruit that's fruitful, and there are all kinds of fruit trees on this island. I visualize, spring water that has not been touched by man, and it's pure. I visualize, having this area to where I have shelter over my head and, pretty much having the basics, okay? And, yeah, near water. Man, that's freedom. That's like paradise. Who wouldn't want to be somewhere like that? In the cares of this world, when it comes to, you got to pay for this, you got to pay for that. You don't have to worry about none of that. You just being, okay? And it's hard for many people to just be because they're so bombarded by bills. They're so bombarded by, they have to jump and clock in and clock out and being stressed by the cares of this world. People just really want to be free, whatever that means to them. Not having to worry about pleasing anybody, just being, to where they have time to where they can spend time with God, and they don't feel pressured by the cares of this world. It's not forced. They have this time to just commune with God, and they have peace. The environment is peaceful. They can smell the water of the ocean. It smells so good. They can walk on the soft sand. Y'all get what I'm going with this. I'm sure many of you are closing your eyes. I mean, just rewind this why I even speak about it. They have one of those hammocks to go to sleep. Those hammocks, to you going tied to each tree, sleeping in one of those, and the breeze is flowing. To me, that's very heavenly, okay? Because for one thing, where you are, you have to pay for shit, okay? Because everything here, the Most High God has created is good, and it is organic. And man's hands has nothing to do with it. You get your apple off a tree, you eat it. You're eating from Earth Gaia. You take care of Earth Gaia. Earth Gaia taking care of you. Your health start to spring and improve because you're eating fruit. You're not looting, dropping trash everywhere, plastics. You're drinking that clear water from the earth, that spring water. I tell you, I'm not going to say when and all of that, but I tell you, I visualize myself, as far as the rest of my days, being somewhere like that. Okay? Not having a care in the world when it comes to, just living this life the way things are now. Okay? I'm setting my sight on those things before me. They are down the road, but I'm seeing a bigger picture of how I want to visualize my reality. That's what I'm doing. I'm not staying stuck on the way things are now. I'm visualizing my reality the way I want to see it. And that way the Most High God will order my steps and guide me, okay? Making provisions for me to where I will eventually get there. And actually, I'm there now. In my mind, I'm there now. Okay? Because I've already set the scene already. And I'm sure many of you have set the scene as well. Family, make sure you spend time with God, meditate, sun gaze. You don't have to stare directly at the sun like this. Just kind of glaze your eyes down like this. Allow that light to go in so you can see those light codes. Because they're definitely galactic. I call it galactic, code messages, okay, from the universe. You taking all this in, okay? And wow, how it does wonders for you on the inside. The knowledge, the information that you're taking in. You may not understand it now, but eventually you're going to have an epiphany. Okay? And what it's going to mean for you is what it's going to mean for you. But it is yours because you've been seeking it. You've been putting the work in. Please know that. And you're going to start seeing a lot of synchronicity, okay? More numbers. Seeing a lot of signs around you. This is a beautiful time, family. I love you guys. Stay in your heart space. And, yeah, I'm going to say it. Don't worry about what's going on around this world. What you need to be worrying about is what's going on inside of you, okay? As within, so without, okay? That's what you need to be worrying about. What's going on inside of you? Is there chaos inside of you? Are you seeing chaos outside of you? Well, how about you start putting the work in on the inside? So out here look a whole lot brighter and better. Peace.